Good morning. It's Holden. It's JT. It's G Risen. Just a beautiful Sunday today. Having wonderful backstage conversation with my friends. Talking a little baseball today. G Risen, why do you have a Tigers jersey on? Whose jersey is it? And what's going on?
There is no name on the back of the jersey. I just thought that the old Road Tiger jersey looked sweet. I was walking around the mall yesterday, which very rarely ever happens, and I saw it hanging there, and I decided to spend some hard-earned G Rising bucks and get me a jersey and support the local team.
I went to the mall yesterday for the first time in ages. It was a horrible experience, and I don't know why I would ever go again. You know, sometimes you got to buy sheets and underwear.
It's awful. It's terrible. Yeah. The only good thing is like these young girls walk around and they ain't shy about anything, man. These girls are walking around and it's like, damn, put some damn clothes on. Somebody, like I'm a dad of a young girl. It's like, dude, get something, put it, cover yourself.
Will you buy it? You scared me. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought you were going a different direction. I was about to leave this show and never come back on, but you saved yourself. So thank you very much.
If I can make you feel uncomfortable, that is my goal for the show. And if I do that in the first 1 minute, that is fabulous. What do you say about that, JT?
I was definitely uncomfortable. JT Hayes has been calling me bad words this morning. The bad words he can't tell me anymore in front of you guys. He asked me specifically not to ask him about his grade school haircut, so I won't do that, JT. Good morning. Wonderful to see your bright, shining face.
Good morning, Holden. It's always good to see you, especially after you have been clearly out very late the night before doing things that are probably illegal in 37 states. But to answer the question, which I wouldn't rule out sodomy, as we all know it's illegal here in Georgia. But to answer the question, I had hair right up until I was 25. And I would say from 19 to 25, it was sort of diminishing, and I just made the decision to be an alpha and accept it and go along with it. I luckily have a beautifully shaped skull, and it works out well. But now I can grow hair only in the places that I really don't desire to. So it's the way it goes.
Oil that head up and get crazy, JT? You ever just throw some olive oil on there and go nuts?
It's unsafe, actually. It's unhealthy to put olive oil on the head and expose it to the sun. That would be unwise, Holden, but thank you for asking.
You need to expose it to the sun. It would be exposed to something else, but who cares? Hit the like button. Good morning, everybody. I don't know what the fuck G Risen's doing. I mean, look at this. He's like the Joker when he killed Anthony Michael Hall. Dude, seriously, all we could see. Stop.
It's the Modelos. It's the Modelos.
Are you drunk already? No, Steve Anthony. I didn't pull any wool last night. I do have a date on Monday, though, and I'm thinking it's going down. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. Maybe I'll shave my head. And
are you a 2-pump chump? You get in there. You're a 2-pump chump, aren't you?
How do you know?
Hey, that's the word on the street. That's all I hear.
It's the word on the street, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know that. They said.
Uncle T is here, unfortunately. Hit the like button, and that's about it.
I love Uncle T. Love Uncle T.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Did you ever have a mustache, JT?
No.
You never. That would be interesting if you just had a mustache with that hairdo. Be fascinating.
I think that looks actually illegal in the United States.
It looks illegal, but it's not.
No.
All right. Let's do some baseball. How about we do some baseball talk, boys?
Sounds good.
Big slate today.
Put Minnie down.
I'm pretty sure that the Red Sox are going to be the super duper ooper duper chalk today, but we're going to start with pitching. Let's do that, G Risen. So we got some big names on the slate today. We got Nola, we got Giolito, we got that's about it. So we got a couple big names and a lot of stuff in the middle, and then some garbage. Who's your top pitcher overall today? You're the FanDuel guy. JT, you're going to be the DK guy. He's the FanDuel guy. We had a little talk with Big T. We were on the air. We're like, you know what? We need to give the FanDuel guys a little more love. They don't play for good prize pools, but they play anyways, and they pay us. So number one overall pitcher. Who else would you go with, G Risen?
I think at this point, I think Sean Manaea is going to be my favorite pitcher. The Rangers are just god awful against lefties, so I think I'm just going to go that way. I'm not a fan of the Rangers in that lineup. So for me, there's like maybe 3 or 4 guys I'd be interested in: Manaea, Nola, Eduardo, and maybe Giolito. After that, I think there's a couple low price guys that may have a little interest in for some GPPs. But to start up on top, I think it's Manaea for me.
That's it? That's your whole pitching breakdown?
It's not my whole pitching breakdown. You asked me who was up at the top.
Yeah, who's up at the top and who's the rest?
Now you're changing the rules.
No, I didn't. I clearly said who's your top pitcher on FanDuel and then give us some other guys.
And that's what I just did. I gave you Manaea as my top pitcher, and I rattled off a couple other guys. Man, did you eat some Cheerios this morning?
Last night. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got a call from G Rise, and I remember about 3 seconds of the conversation last night. JT Hayes, let's talk pitching on DraftKings. You can take your time too. You don't have to just rattle through it like G Rise did. Just be like, pitching, patooey. Take your time here, Mr. JT Hayes. And I'll come back to you in a minute, Mr. Modelo. Maybe you can give us a little more of a breakdown of pitching as opposed to Manaea and the other guys. All right. Yes, all right, Mr.
great.
Hayes.
Well, Holden, as you know, I always look to follow directions. So I'm gonna listen to your instructions here. I agree with you, Rise. I hate that Manaea. When I took my first look at this slate last night, I'll be honest, I wrote down 4 names in terms of pitching. That's, I think, kind of the way the slate was. Now, last night I didn't realize or know at the time that Eliezer Hernandez was coming back for the Marlins. But I hate that Manaea is going to be popular, but it doesn't look like he's going to be as popular as guys like Aaron Nola or maybe even Giolito is gaining a little bit of traction. So Manaea, I think, clearly on DraftKings at the top of the price range is the top guy. He gets, as G. Rising mentioned, a great matchup in Texas. And I like that Cole Irvin and James Kaprielian pitched crappily against this team Friday and Sunday because it means that Oakland had to use a lot of the bullpen. And that means that even if they're punishing Colby Allard, which I expect them to do, you're hoping here for 6 or 7 innings and the win out of Manaea. And in outlier performance, he's also pitched pretty poorly in his last 2 games. So this is a really good bounce back spot for Manaea. Eliezer Hernandez against the Cubs team that I expect the rest of the season we're going to be picking on with power right-handed pitchers. That's exactly what Hernandez is. So I like him quite a bit here. And then you go down, I mean, you know, at the top of that price range, I don't love the price or the matchup for Nola or Gray. I think either guy could be fine. I just don't know if the upside is there at those prices. I'm definitely not playing Giolito at 10-7 against the Yankees. I'm a little bit more interested in a couple of Yankees bats against him. And then some other guys I wrote down last night, Eric Lauer against the Pirates. Looks like there's some weather there, potential delay in the middle of that game, as well as Lauer coming off of the COVID IL. He actually had COVID-19, which diminishes my interest in him at that price point. It's likely we see a few less innings and maybe a little bit more bumps in the road as he works back up to full health. And a couple of guys that I think are going to go under-owned that are interesting, very risky, tournament only. Tristan McKenzie in a decent matchup against the Detroit Tigers. McKenzie seems to have figured out what was going on with him earlier this year. Luis Patino gets a matchup against the Twins, who smashed last night. I don't expect that to happen. And because the Rays bullpen is bottom 10 over the last 10 days, probably just some kinks, just some tired arms there because of the way they use that bullpen so much all year long. I don't mind Luis Patino. Think he may have a longer leash. And then all the way down low, if you wanted to go down low, the guy that I would pick in the lower price range, making his first start since 2018, but he gets an Indians team that's watered down, Drew Hutchinson at 4.8 on DraftKings is a guy that I'm going to sprinkle 5-10% of my lineups just where I want to stack the higher price teams.
What do you think about Drew Hutchinson? I'm totally fucking with you, JT Hayes. So here we go. I'm not worried about the weather anywhere, to be honest with you. I think we could have a pop-up in D.C. because that's what just happens, and we'll have a little bit of rain in Pittsburgh, and I'm not concerned about that. And let me be honest, though. Usually I'm right on with the weather. This has been a bad week for me on weather, but I'm not – and it's also been a really tough week for weather. I don't see anything being too concerning today. So I don't have any pitchers from the Brewers and Pirates. I don't have any pitchers from the Nats game, so I'm not going to bother with that. And that's just where we are. So a couple things to let you know. First of all, hit the like button because you're so nice. It's the morning time, and we love everybody, right? We got good mojo. Everything's great. 170 watching right now, 47 likes, Come on, get us to 150. It's a Sunday morning. What else are we doing? Football's on the horizon. Speaking of football, RPS NFL 15. RPS NFL 15. 15% off the lifetime of your Run Pure Sports subscription. Lifetime. RPS NFL 15. Every Sunday morning, we're going to have these monster shows. I think I'm doing the whole Sunday morning shows with the Wood Show and then the Up to Lock show. Now, the Wood Show, I think, is free, but the premium show with JSU is where you really get an edge, a big-time edge, because he's the best in the business. Up to Lock. Guy crushes, one of the best tournament players in the world. Single entry, 3-man, maybe a 20-man max. If we're talking about multi-entry, 150, there's better guys. But I'm serious, JSU, just about as good. He is as good as it gets. I love working with the guy. This will be year number 4 for us, and I'm telling you right now, that show alone is worth it. Alone. So we got that. We'll have our cores. We're going to have shows every single day of the week. Premiums, come on, man. It's going to be good. Somebody just said Big T was in the building. I don't see Big T in the building. I only see Uncle T in the building, and that is definitely not Big T. G. Risen, I did ask you to talk about pitchers some more. Did you want to do that, or you just want to move on? Because I feel like you thought that your description of the pitchers was thorough, and then I listened to JT, and it sounded like you were given a first-grade book report.
Well, actually, I was trying to save a little bit for you fellas. I didn't want to just jam it all in and talk about it all and just keep on going and on. Because whenever I start talking and going on and on, you usually seem to have a way of cutting me off and then usually, steering it other ways. So, I just wanted to be sure that I wasn't just going, rambling. So, but I do like some of the calls that JT had.
I saw Big T in the chat, G. Risen. I saw Big T in the chat. Sorry to interrupt you, but I did see
your man love for Big T. What do you think, JT? Have you ever seen a guy that's like the man love? Did you see his eyeballs just perk up there? It's truly something remarkable, I think, here.
Listen, he's not the only one. I mean, Big T comes in the chat, and all he has to do is say good morning, good evening. He could get the time of day wrong, and there's 85 guys slobbering. Oh my God, drop a core! Oh, which I would expect because the guy, all he does is fucking win. I mean, it's crazy. So. Yeah,
all I do is win, G. Risen. All I do is win.
Not you, Big T.
Oh, you're not. I thought you were talking about me. Alex, no, I am not playing Showdown today. I should play Showdown. I got the bet show right after this. We'll see if I can get a little Showdown lineup going, but I don't think so. That's it. And thank you, Brian K. You are making me very uncomfortable talking about my appearance, but I'll move on. G. Risen, anything else pitching-wise you wanted to get to?
No, I think Hernandez for me was the guy that I'm looking at paying down for. You guys mentioned him a little bit. I think with just the way these slates have been going and so many runs have been scored, I think there's some pretty expensive bats today. So I am going to have some Hernandez in my player pool. And then JT mentioned Tristan McKenzie. I think that's quite interesting. I think he's right. He's made some adjustments in his last few starts, and I just like the way the kid's been throwing. I've watched him. The eye test, he's passing the eye test. He looks pretty good. I know the one game, I think 2 games ago, he got beat up a little bit, but he still came out with 8 or 9 Ks. So against the Tiger team, who seems to struggle a little more against righties and lefties, I don't mind that at all. So yeah, I do like those guys as some GPP plays.
Okay, very good. Mangone's in here. That's nice to see. It's nice to see Big T. It's nice to see Uncle T. I don't know if anybody else from Run Pure is awake yet, but hello, boys. And Mangone's probably got us on 1.5 speed, so he'll be caught up here in a minute or two. Good morning, Mangone. It's wonderful to see you in the chat. All right, let's move on to the next side of things. And we'll take your questions for the end of the show. Don't worry about asking them now. We'll get them later. And to the premium subscribers, we'll get to your live show chat questions first. Okay, offense. G. Risen, I'm going to go back to you. I think you can live up to JT and be as thorough as he can. I'm not sure, but we're about to find out. Milwaukee's got that 5.3 implied total. They're visiting Pittsburgh. We talked about a little bit of weather there. We're going to go game by game because that's what JT does, and he threatens to assault me. So let's start with Milwaukee and Pittsburgh and what you're doing with the Milwaukee offense today on FanDuel.
Well, Milwaukee, I generally don't like to play bats that often in Pittsburgh, and I actually saw your man crush.
Where's my boy JT?
Hey, look who's here!
I let myself in the door too because I got power, G Rising. I can just come in whenever.
I did send you the link though, but hey, you normally I gotta pop people in. All of a sudden, Big T.
I forgot I was still signed into the actual account. So I just clicked my own name.
And I was gonna say too, Big T just put in there he likes some Dylan Peters. So I don't know if you want to go against your man love there, Holden, and play some bats against Dylan Peters, but Big T maybe can go on a little bit more about it. But yeah, he already put that in the chat.
I just came on because I don't get to do shows with. Freaking JSU never schedules me shows with JT anymore.
It's hurtful, isn't it?
It's very hurtful.
Big T, have you looked at the slate today?
I just opened it when I was listening to you guys, and I saw my boy Dylan Peters projected for 15 fantasy points at 4K, and didn't hear you guys talk about him. It was very hurtful.
Do you want to talk about him, Big T?
I just gave the whole report of what I needed to say. He's got a 15 projection, and he's 4K.
Right.
I'm putting him in. He looks nice.
We already know 4K pitchers with a decent projection. It's a lock for Big T. He's in the.
This makes it so easy because you got 3 guys at the top for 10K that you guys talked about. All good projections, all good spots, and you pop a little 4K guy in there with him, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, listen to Brian K. Travis. Then go and hit the like button, okay? You're almost caught up now. Make sure you hit the like button.
Is he behind again today? He's just watching on freaking tape delay again?
Behind.
Is he the guy that watches the games the next day? He records them the night before and then fast forwards through it? Come on, Mangone.
Come on,
Big T, we were with Mangone when we were at your house. He does not stop. He just constantly was talking DFS, constantly talking with somebody. Like that dude is one.
Dude.
He gets no pussy.
We didn't tell Holden about this. At least I don't. Maybe we talked about it the one day on the show, but I still have people that come over that talked about what Mangone did. That was the party foul number 1. He took a shit on the main floor while everyone was here. Who does that? Who shits on the main floor? It's not like I'm poor. I got a little house, not big at all. You can't shit on the main floor.
Next to the kitchen yet.
Yeah, next to the room, everybody's rooting, the kitchen. It's the main attraction, Mangone.
Dude, he had his shirt off too, he said.
I think he had it on, actually. That was even more of a violation. At least if you're going to go in there, take the shirt off and go to work.
Yeah, you can't use the man. Well, you know what would have been worse is your bedroom bathroom.
Well, that would have been grounds to just get shipped right back to Jersey.
Would you have kicked him out if he used your bedroom
I went in there and he
bathroom?
was taking a shit in my main bathroom?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You kicked him out?
He can't be shitting in my main
Where
room.
would he go? He's thousands
We
of
got
miles
4
from home.
bathrooms. He can pick 2 other ones.
All right. No, I'm saying if he did it, where would he go after you kicked him out of the house?
Oh, wherever. Well, JT had a nice hotel room. He could have snuggled up with him.
JT, you had a hotel
that
room?
wouldn't have been allowed, but yeah, he
No,
could have stayed on the couch.
absolutely not.
They could have been nuts to butts at the hotel room. They'd have been fine.
Like when Title snuggled up with AP. Well, right up the back cylinder.
Yeah. AP told me he had something poking into his spine and he was not very comfortable. But when you're really young, you can't control your testosterone. You're still waking up hard,
You had a nice dream.
He was dreaming about the Bucks winning the championship and hitting in cashing in his cash game.
I was surprised Pidal still had some energy after watching that MMA. He was fired up about that MMA. I'd have been out of energy the next day from just all the energy he was exhorting at that. Watching
He's
MMA.
young.
JT, I don't think we got time to go game by game, buddy, but we'll try, okay? We're going to try.
Why the hell come on, Holden. You got to freaking – what do you mean you don't have time?
I don't – well, the way JT breaks –
What time does the slate start?
Oh,
You
now
got 41 minutes.
Down even more. Before he's giving me shit for not breaking it down longer. Now he's trying to shorten it up. Look, listen to this guy.
Well, big
41 minutes. You got 10 games. It's 3 minutes a game, and then we give our stacks and we get out of here. And you make it to your bets thing on time.
No way.
We don't even need your ass on here anyways. When you need to leave, you ship it out. We'll keep picking winners.
I'll leave. I got a bet show coming up next.
Well, not yet. What time's the bet
That's
show?
what I thought. Not yet. Not yet.
That's in 40 minutes, like JT said.
Wouldn't call my bluff there, buddy. Okay, so let's get into this. G Rising, Milwaukee, Pittsburgh. Anything from Milwaukee?
No, I'm just going to probably leave this alone. I think there's some better spots to pick on here. I'm just not going to play a game in Pittsburgh with the wind blowing in a little bit across the field, 6 miles an hour, 73 degrees. I think there's better spots here to look at.
Mr. JT Hayes.
Yeah, multi-entry, I'll have a couple of 3-mans from the Brewers just for the power that they have, especially against that Pirate bullpen. Dylan Peters, I don't see the same projection that Big T does, but he is 4K stone minimum. But he's going to go max 4 or 5 innings, and then you've got one of the worst bullpens, one of the bottom 3 bullpens in baseball after that. So I think there's some home run upside here in the middle of the Brewers lineup.
Big T, have you opened up the Milwaukee-Pittsburgh game yet? The projection.
I mean, I don't need to open it up to know I'm not playing any bets.
You know what? We're gonna make it through all these games.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because we're not playing every game.
I think Big T heard in Pittsburgh, and that's all he needs to hear. Next.
Yeah, I mean, we got 3 tournament players on here. Yeah. We're not spreading ourselves around.
Yeah. Show up in 40 minutes, Mangone. That's right. Give him the link so Mangone can host this in 40 minutes when the show is over. It'll be wonderful. JT Hayes, let's get to our next game here. Cincinnati at Philadelphia. Do we even want to bother picking on Sonny Gray at this point or Aaron Nola? What do you got from this one?
No, I think there are better spots. And as I mentioned earlier, not going to be invested in the pitchers. Maybe a couple of shares of Nola, but that's about it.
Okay. G Rising?
No, I think I might have a little bit of Nola, as JT said. I'm not looking to play any bats here. The Reds were hot there for quite some time. I mean, obviously they just got no hit beat up here, but I think maybe if I had a bunch of teams, I might play a little bit of Cincinnati against Nola, but just because of their upside. But yeah, I'm only going to play 5 teams today. They're just not going to quite make it.
Okay. Not going to quite make it, JT. Not going to quite make it, G Rising.
No.
I don't think Tony's on this game either.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way I'm on this game.
What's Cincinnati? I don't know. Something I've called it since I was.
I don't ever play Cincinnati on the road though either. I don't know. I hate playing park downshift. Philly's a decent park, but yeah, there's no way. Nola's been. Why did JT's my pitching guru? Why? I know he was bad for a minute, but like people are acting like he's worse than he's been pretty good, hasn't he? The last couple.
He's fine. And he was dominating the Dodgers before that game got suspended by rain. I think at that price point, I just prefer Manaea in his matchup as opposed to Nola. I mean, Nola could have a good game and get you 20 points. I think Manaea has upside for much more than that in the matchup. It's really just about Cincinnati's left-handed power that I think they could put a couple of runs on.
Okay. This is the time where I remind you to sign up if you haven't already. RPS NFL 15% off the life of your subscription. The life. We are going to have live shows Monday through Friday leading up to whatever the hell it is that you do with your life. I can't give you the time yet, but I think I know the time, and it's going to be every day at the same time. Then Sundays, the Wood Show, which is one of the most popular shows in all of DFS. And then the Up to Lock show, I've already talked to you about JSU and how awesome he is. Up to Lock. Every other time he's a pain in the ass. But I would sign up. RPS NFL 15% off the life of your subscription. Absolutely amazing. And that's it. Big T only needs to do analysis of the Rays game, and then he's out. All right, well, we'll save the Rays game for a little bit later then. How about that?
Yeah, where's our boy RBX, the 3-time million? He came in chirping yesterday in the chat. Big T, who you like? I said, I like Minnesota. They scored like 19,000 runs. Mm-hmm. Right after that, he said, oh, well, give me Tampa. I mean, they score RBX. You came in talking all that smoke. Just wanted to get that out, Bill, while we were talking about it.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy. All right, let's
see how happier he is. Look how happy Big T is now. He got that off his chest. He's feeling good. He's
felt good getting it out.
Feeling good.
Been waiting for it. Yeah, I was gonna type it in there, but then I'm like, I'll just say it on the show.
All right, Atlanta, Washington, Paulo Espino and Drew Smiley. Oh boy, JT Hayes, our Braves whisperer over here. Smiley coming off that really good start against Cincinnati, But we know about the struggles on the road. The good news for him today is he gets the Nationals. So what are we doing with these two sides today? Even Washington has a 4.25 implied total.
Yeah, I mean, I hate going back to the same team after they score a bunch of runs like Atlanta did yesterday. I think they scored 13, but the reality is Paolo Espino is terrible. The bullpen's terrible. And I think that the Braves are going to be fairly popular today, which is going to push me just lower on them in tournaments to get some leverage on some of these less popular teams. But I can't argue against the Braves being a good play. And if you want to take a shot on some of the Nationals' power, I mean, you can. I just like other spots a bit more here. Don't love Smiley by any means at that price.
You don't love Smiley any means at that price.
Not at that price. I mean, I think there's better plays in that range.
Okay. G Rison, you got anything here on the offensive side?
Yeah, I think I agree with JT. I think Atlanta is going to be fairly popular. Espino is not very good. He's generally been like a reverse type pitcher split. So any of the righties that generally hit other righties pretty well, I might kind of start there, like Austin Riley. I like him. I like Duval, Soler, and then probably would throw Freeman in. But yeah, I do like the Braves for the first stack option. And as far as any of these Nats bats, I think I might use, a guy like, I don't mind a guy like Zimmerman as a one-off. I just don't like the whole Nats lineup that they're rolling out there. It just seems to be pretty weak from top to bottom, but I don't mind playing a guy like Zimmerman against a lefty.
I think it's all that's a terrific one-off. The question is, though, in your stacks, you're going to have your first baseman in there, but that's his whole career, G Rison. He's mashed lefties, and people think he's done. Well, he gets starts against left-handers because he can still hit them.
He has a pinch hit risk, but yeah.
But the 3-4 at bats you can get off of him, especially if he's facing Smiley for 3 of those, he could easily get you a home run. He's a terrific play there. But again, if you're stacking, a lot of times you got the first baseman. But if you want a one-off, so what do we got, Big T? Anything from this game?
I wish I could play Smiley. If I don't joke saying it, I wish I could play Smiley because I like Smiley. I like picking on Washington, but he should be like 6,300 instead of 8,300. It makes it tougher to play. I do like the spot for him. It reminds me a little of my boy Nestor at his last couple starts where he was like 8,800 and 8,700. And I loved him, but I just couldn't. It was just very hard to pay that price because I don't want to pay 83 when we can get up to these bigger guys. Even Hernandez or whatever, however you pronounce his name, Elijah Hernandez, 8,600, just way better play. So yeah, don't think I'll play Smiley because of the price. Definitely not playing Washington bats. Atlanta, so Espino, is that how you say his name? Espino?
Paolo Espino.
Espino? I was asking JT, not you. JT knows his family.
He'll butcher the name too.
Oh, whoa. I mean, I expect that from the chat. I don't expect that from you. That is an attack.
I'm a wild card today.
That is an attack. Big T, by the way, you're saying it right. Just say it however the fuck you want.
So what I was going to say about him, though, so all the season, I kind of have, I don't know why with him, I've just watched him a bunch. He's bad, but for whatever reason, he's one of those guys that doesn't ever give up like 10 or something. I feel like he gives up like 3 every start, 4 every start, which is fine. I'm not saying it's bad because the bullpen's bad behind him too, and Atlanta can always go off. I just like some of these other stacks more, and like always, we can't play them all, so I'm going to be off Atlanta too.
Okay. As somebody mentioned in the chat, Free Money Freddie under 5K on DK at 4.9, but not the day for him, huh?
I mean, I can play Freddie anytime. He's definitely a one-off that I could play in this spot. I mean, if I was going to pick any Atlanta guy, it would for sure be him, obviously.
Okay. Let's hit the like button, guys. Let us know how much you love us. That would be nice. And then we're going to move on to our next game, which would be the Cubs. Do we even want to talk about the Cubs and the Marlins? I mean, seriously, just two dogs. G Rison, can we play any Miami bats? Are we even going to bother with this garbage?
You know what? It just seems like every stinking slate I look up at the board, Miami's got all sorts of runs up there. I was telling my buddy the other night during a safety meeting that if you would have stacked up Miami quite a bit.
During a safety meeting? Are you burying the lead? What do you mean during a safety meeting? What does that mean?
A safety meeting, that's where we hang out in the garage and we burn one and we talk about the safety of the neighborhood, make sure everybody's safe. And, we don't want any sorts of troubles. And sometimes some different neighbors come down and we have us a good time. But safety meetings are very important here in the neighborhood. I had a few safety meetings at your house in the back.
They should probably have a safety meeting for your ass after the way you started the show today.
What did he do? What did he do wrong?
Oh, he's walking around the mall. There's young ladies dressing.
Yeah, he got all worried.
And then he says inappropriately to save himself, but it was uncomfortable. Definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm just saying the way.
Hear some of the stories he tells my freaking wife. My wife's still traumatized from their one conversation. He was talking about all kinds of things that.
Oh no,
my wife isn't as an open book as me. She doesn't necessarily come out talking about all the work bitch stuff. He was telling her some things around the campfire.
Did you talk to his wife about sex?
I couldn't even remember, buddy. When you're 26 Modelo's and a couple gummies in, you don't remember what the hell you're talking about.
G Rising was not in a lucid state for 1 minute of that weekend, so it's immaterial. Don't question him about it. It happened. He knows he had a good time. That's all that matters.
Tony,
it was a fun time. It was a good time. But I will say, Big T's wife is an amazing host. She did a very good job. And, we were spoiled rotten that weekend.
Oh, Uncle T confirmed you were hitting on his wife? Dude,
first of all, I did not say hitting on my wife. I just said telling stories.
Well, hold on. What is he asking your wife about that she's still traumatized?
I don't think he was asking. He was telling stories in front of her, and she was a little uncomfortable with the stories that were being told, I think.
Hey. Pretty ladies. I like to talk to pretty ladies. Big T definitely outkicked this coverage. That's for sure.
All right, you need to stop, Uncle T. I'm not Uncle T. G Rising, you need to stop. You need to stop right there. Because second time today, I'm getting uncomfortable.
That's good. I'm doing good.
Woo! No, you're not doing good. I don't. I'm looking at Tony, and he's like, "This is not good. This is not how things."
It's fine. It's fine for when we're four. The wife wasn't. I don't know if she was into it.
G Rising. She was not into it.
Why do you keep trying to turn it into G Rising at her? It was story time. They're trying to get you in trouble, G Rising.
I know. It was story time around the kitchen island. And there was a shitload of booze in the middle of that island. So there was definitely story time going around.
What's that picture behind you? What's that newspaper clipping?
That is something I'm going to send to JT one day. It's the Detroit Free Press paper when Hank Aaron hit his 715th home run from 19.
JT's in there. It would look good on that wall back there where that Tony Snell used to be.
Yeah, right up there behind me, above the baseball mat. That's right where I would put it.
Oh, that's
I was going through some tubs one day and I found that bad boy. I thought, yep, that deserves to go in a frame. I'm waiting for Big T to get Timmy Anderson on the back of the wall after that walk-off shipper for 100 clicks the other night.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that one, too. Way to go.
In the Field of Dreams game, too. How sweet is that? That was a pretty cool game. And Big T could tell the story. Yeah, I won 100K off the shipper off a walk-off.
I was talking about it all day there. Like I still can't figure out why no one played the Yankees that day. In that game, when I saw Aaron Judge was 6%, I literally couldn't believe it.
Hey, do we have an NFL showdown today for the Carolina game preseason?
Of course we do. We got.
My God,
freaking Bruce is the man with this niche stuff, and he's got everything covered. Look at you go into the NFL on the Discord. You got a chart with each position labeled out by starter and backup. Yeah, the preseason, people laugh and make jokes about this, but it's literally one of the biggest edges in DFS, and it's not even close. If you got guys like Bruce and JSU and Rubio and these guys in there grinding the info, because it's all info. It's not like normal NFL where you like this team versus this team. It's who's going to play the snaps. It's who's going to come in for this guy. It's who's going to get pulled early. Massive edge. Massive edge.
Yeah, I pulled it up right now, so I got it up there. We got Mangone's core, Bruce's core, JSU's core, and Rubio's core. So
they better not have cleared my core out of there. My core's not on there? That's bullshit.
I mean, for today's?
Yeah.
No, you are not on
My name's not on there anymore. That's very hurtful. But Mangone, was it you?
Sweet Travis, not so
Very
sweet.
hurtful.
Just go in there and look at the youngest guy, whoever's the youngest, and just overwrite him.
I remember doing the college show with the college DFS show with Bruce last year. I mean, it's all about Chubba Hubbard, and obviously he has him in his core today. So just lock in Chubba Hubbard, and that's about it. Love the Bruce. Absolutely love the Bruce.
Bruce is good, man. Bruce is one of the best with that info.
Well, he's into the LOL too. He does the LOL.
No, he does not the LOL, the other one like LOL.
The
CSGO. He does the CSGO.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck that is. Now Mangone is saying, hey, Big T, take mine. Take mine. So he's backing down. He's backing down. All right. Next game to get to. My favorite game on the board. Don't know if you could play Boston, though, and take down the tournament today, guys. They got to be the super chalk. You don't see team totals at 7 very often. They're at 6.8 right now. That is ridiculous. They are facing just a complete gas can in Aiken. Keegan Aiken's a disaster. He'll only go 3 or 4 innings, but then we get to pick on the Baltimore bullpen, which is our other favorite thing to do. And then Baltimore kind of rakes lefties, man. They got the second highest ISO this month against lefties. They've hit him pretty well all season long. JT Hayes, who do we play from this game?
I mean, I think you could play a bunch of bats here. I like the power righties for Baltimore. I mean, Erod has been good, but I don't think he's a 10K pitcher. He's 9.8 on DK, and he's going to be popular, which I like. I mean, we saw Austin Hayes, and I forget who the other one was, but put a couple of home runs up on Chris Sale. I think Chris Sale is a much better pitcher talent-wise than Erod. Erod certainly has control issues at times. And then, yeah, Boston's going to be popular, but it's hard to argue not having at least a couple of Boston bats in your stack simply because you know what Keegan Aiken and that Baltimore bullpen is going to do. The only disappointment here is that Adam Plutko pitched yesterday. I always love to pick on the days when Adam Plutko pitches. He is one of the worst, if not the worst pitcher in Major League Baseball. So in tournaments, I think probably it's a good idea to maybe take 2 or 3 of these bats and combine them with another main stack that's lower owned that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. But can't argue with that. Maybe even stack up some of these Orioles as well. I think they're going to be much lower owned against the popular Eduardo Rodriguez.
Okay, G Rising, what do we got here? A little Baltimore side today? A little trade.
Yeah, I don't mind Baltimore. I actually like the game stack. I think if you game stack it, Baltimore is going to be pretty low owned, and that's a good pairing with Boston. But the thing is I do think if you stack up Boston, you got to use some guys from the lower part of the lineup. And Bobby Dahlbeck is just absolutely ripping the cover off the ball. I'm not a fan of Vasquez at the bottom of that lineup, but I might end up with a stack where, on FanDuel with the 4 guys where I might be 4, 5, 6, 7 or something like that, where I'm just a little bit different. But I really think that Boston's going to be pretty chalky today, rightfully so. And I keep trying to talk myself into why I should fade them. But I'm not. I'm not going to stack up a bunch of Boston bats like you guys said. It's going to be tough. You're going to have to hit that stack exactly perfect to win a tournament with Boston. But if I did stack Boston, I think I'd have some Dahlbeck for sure.
Big T, how do you handle this here?
It's just where I do it a little different than these guys, I think. I just play Boston. They're on fire. They're just destroying the baseball. And then they get the best possible matchup. I just think you just try to be a little different with the way you stack it up. Like they said, I'm not going to use Vasquez, but everyone else is open season. Like you go in here and you get a couple of these lefties, maybe Schwarber, Vertigo, or however the hell you Verdugo. Freaking
Vertigo.
I knew right when I said it, Holden was going to get his little smirk.
Funny.
I mean, that was perfect. That was perfect pronunciation.
I agree.
Thank you.
It's perfect. He was adopted. That's his adopted name, and that's how they say it.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see any way not to play Boston. I know they're going to be popular, and if you can fade them and they do bust, you're just in great shape in baseball. It's baseball. They could bust anytime. Man, though, bad starter, bad bullpen behind him, a red-hot offense in this park. it's going to be tough for them to bust completely. And I'm just going to play them and try to find some low-owned pieces somewhere else. And so Baltimore is the more interesting discussion because, man, I just keep trying to beat Eduardo. I've stacked against him, I think, like 10 straight starts. He just keeps destroying me. Is he just way better than I think he is? Because he just keeps owning me. And he's probably going to own me again today because I don't hate Baltimore. Like these guys said, it's going to be low-owned, game stack type thing. Man, though, he beats me every time. I just what's the deal here with him, JT? Is he just better than I think?
No, he had a really bad start to the season. And remember, he missed all of last season with a heart issue, a medical ailment. It took him a little while to get into game shape this season. I think early on he even was on the COVID IL for a little bit. Now he's in game shape. He's pitching much better. But at 9.8, there's always a chance that these guys are going to have a down game. And I think this could be one of those down games for Erod. Not that he gets like a -5 for you. I'm not advocating a 5-man Baltimore stack. But there's been talk, and a lot of talk over the course of the last week, especially in Boston, about how their bullpen behind these guys has melted down. I mean, their starters, that's why they were so excited about Chris Sale coming back, because the whole pitching staff's ERA, which is what the media uses, right, was over 5 for Boston over the last couple of weeks. So I think that if they can get to Erod, and I think they can with some power here, then I think you'll see a much lower scoring performance from him, and you'll get into that Boston bullpen. I think the Orioles guys, like they're tanking, obviously. They don't care about winning, but those guys there's enough of their core pieces that are going to be there long-term that they're busting it. They want to make, they want to make money in arbitration. They want to make the team next year. They want to be in the team's plans. So I think it's a decent spot to target a team, like I said, with 2 or 3-man stacks that's not in contention, because I do think it's a matchup that they can beat.
All right. Last word on that. I'm going to go do the bet show in about 20 minutes. I hope Big T laughs at me so I can pwn his ass again. Over on the Red Sox.
When did you pwn me?
Last week, when you laughed at me for my 2 picks, which absolutely hit, and yours lost. So over on Boston team total, over on the Baltimore team total, over on the game total.
Was that when you said friggin' someone over 1.5 bases or something?
Under on Keegan Aiken strikeouts, 4.5. Yes, it was Adam Duvall, 1.5 total bases, which was terrific. He hit a home run. And the other one I don't even remember, but you guys were laughing at it.
Yeah, you got like 9 runs in the 9th to win the other.
Yeah, that's why we target. But it doesn't matter when we get them. We play Boston because they're going to crush Aiken, but then they're going to get the Baltimore bullpen today. So they should have set this line at the team total of 10. I'm thinking 10 runs today, maybe 8. Maybe not.
Some of these teams, I seriously think in baseball, the biggest edge is these team totals as far as betting.
Yep.
Like what's the odds on them? What's their exact?
Well, here's the problem with Boston. So they're 5.5 at -160. But if you want to take them 6.5, you're basically getting even money.
That's what I mean. So take the 6.5 at even money. Like more than half of the time, they're scoring more than 6.5 in this game. I just think it's the biggest edge. Like if you just bet these like incredible spots, yeah, I would much rather bet over 6.5 at even than 5.5 at 160.
Yeah. I think
1 run for 60 cents in juice. Like just say you're betting a big. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. A unit's a unit, but if you bet just say you were a huge bettor and bet just say 1K, 1,600 instead of 1,000 for 1 run. I mean,
yes,
no way.
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys listened enough to Joey always says like he'll take an extra run to get it down to -110, -120. He don't ever bet anything over -120. Yeah. So he'll add the extra run 1.5, whatever it takes to get in the line within that range. So which I've been trying to do more of. But then too, like this weekend, Miggy here in Detroit, everybody's chirping up the 500 home run, and he's been 4 to 5 to 1 every day. So I've literally been betting.
You got me on him yesterday. Don't be you got me all excited, and he didn't come through.
But I've been betting on him every day to hit a home run at 4 to 5 to 1. I'm going to be on him again today. But I mean, if he hits a home run one time in the 3 days, I'm ahead, even though I lost.
He might not hit one for a month though. He's old.
You know what though? But Miggy's when he's got them juices going, man, Miggy's did he get him flowing? Man, that crowd has just been electric for him. I think your fight rejuvenating the old fellow a little bit. He's got his wife and kids in the crowd. He's too good of a
they gave him
hitter.
like a freaking curtain call for a walk yesterday.
Yeah. For a base hit, yeah, they did.
People love Mickey. People love him. He's slamming BioLite in the dugout. He's trying to get out there. He's out there. It's awesome.
He's what everybody likes in Detroit. You know, he likes to have fun. He's been in trouble a few times. He works hard, plays hard. We all like that here.
He was like you, D-Rise, and he was at the mall looking at the young girls. That's what got him in trouble.
You guys are spinning that the wrong way. That's not.
I know what I heard.
It makes an old guy like me feel uncomfortable when you're walking around there and half these damn girls can't. It's like, put some clothes on. It's so damn cold in this mall with air conditioning.
It was discomfort. I misunderstood your feeling when you were discussing it earlier.
Listen, my daughter works in that mall, so yeah, as an old guy, it's like, listen, put some damn clothes on.
I know how you feel.
Don't sleep on the Baltimore side either, guys. Again, there's a lot of opportunities for them to score 4 runs. You know what I'm not liking, Uncle T? I'm not liking your small talk, Uncle T. The old man pod's coming up, buddy. I got a whole off season of fury to take out on you because all you've been doing is chirping and talking shit here for the last 6 months.
I'm gonna come on and we're gonna tag team and attack you. So
why don't you take G Risen's spot on the show?
No, I think we should all go on there. I think it will be immensely entertaining.
I agree.
I disagree. So let's get to our next game. We got a bet show coming up here, and I hate leaving Joey Work and JJ hanging. Cleveland, Detroit, though. Cleveland.
How many times are you going to talk about leaving us?
I know, man. I feel like
get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah, you know what? Big T does have the power. He's got the power over there.
But he's talked about the damn bet show that doesn't start for 15 more minutes for the last since I've been on. And when did I come on? 11:15 for a half hour. This dude's been talking about the damn bet show. What about us? We got feelings too, right? I mean, we're not important for this whole 45 minutes. You ready to come back out?
He's wasted so much time talking about bets. We got to hurry up.
Yeah, I mean, he's rushing us along. Let's get him back. Let's see if let's get him back. Okay, y'all. Then you're out of time.
I don't want to be back. I just told him to subscribe to the Run Pure Bets channel. Did you see that in all caps? I was like, I'm out of here. I don't got to do this anymore. And now I gotta just. I am stroking the bet show. We need to get more subscribers over there. It's just too good, and people don't realize how amazing it is. Get bets. I get both sides. All right.
Every video I do, I talk about the bet side. I mean, how much more promotion can we do?
Do you talk about it 12 times like Holden? Or
you do videos?
No, I don't saturate it, Big T. I do it like once in the beginning and then once at the end. They say, don't remember. Things are going to change. You got to get over to Run Pure Bets. That's it. That's the way you do it.
So subscribe to the Run Pure Bets channel. That's amazing. G Risen, anything Cleveland to Detroit since you got your Tigers jersey on?
You know, I do have a little interest in Tristan McKenzie as far as the GPP play. I think he might get to this Tigers team. I just haven't been generally a fan of using them against righties. As JT said, McKenzie's been making a few adjustments here recently. Seems to be working out for him. So I do have a little interest in McKenzie. You know, I'm trying to decide if I really want to attack Drew Hutchinson in this awful Tigers bullpen, even though the bullpen has been a little bit better of late. But that Indians lineup just seems to hit like a roadblock once you get around past 5. Even I'm not even sure if I really like Bradley Zimmer, but everybody below 5 to me is it's just AAA type hitter. Maybe a couple mini stacks with Jose and Franmil would be interesting. It's something that I might consider.
Mr. JT Hayes, what do we got here?
Yeah, I think that's the most I would do with this Cleveland offense. And even my guy Uncle T said, "Oh, no Hutchinson," and I understand it. What I'm talking about with Hutchinson is he's 4.8K. He's got a K prop of, it looks like over 3.5 minus 145. So at 4.8K. If you're making 50, 100 lineups, you put him in 5. You put him in 6. The guys who won all the money last night on DraftKings were the guys who actually played the pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who threw a no-hitter in his first start. He was 0.5% owned. If Drew Hutchinson gets you 5 innings and 4 Ks and gets it clean, he's going to have a chance at being in the winner, and you're going to get him at the same thing, 0.5% owned. So you can laugh at Hutchinson. You could say, "Oh, I don't want to play him," but if you're a tournament player, I think it's a chance I'm willing to take. Big T talked about Dylan Peters. Of the two, I would lean Hutchinson, but I understand the rationale completely, and I'll have some Hutchinson just because I think this Cleveland team clearly is now given up completely, and I'm not sure why, because they were in contention, they had a chance, and they just decided to give it up. So that's where I'll go, and I like a little bit of Tristan McKenzie. I think the strikeout upside here can be pretty big with his talent.
Mr. Tony, what do you got here, pal?
Is this that dude from Toronto? How long has he been in Detroit?
I was just going to say, you know what? You know how you guys we always have these little things in our mind that, certain plays that we like. And I'll tell you, Drew Hutchinson on Sunday in Toronto at home over all those years, I would always play him. He was always a really good pitcher on Sunday in Toronto. I don't know why, but I always remember when Drew Hutchinson was on a Sunday in Toronto, I locked him in. So here he is on a Sunday in his first start back. And
I looked up what he was doing in AAA, and he's been solid. Again, my major league talent much different, but this isn't a gas can they're bringing up. This is a guy that the Tigers are bringing up to see if he can be part of their future. So it's an audition for him. It's a good spot. He's 4'8". Not going to go crazy, but I'm making, I think, 50 lineups today. He'll be in between 5 and 7, and if he does well, I'll have a chance to win, and then I'll come in and I'll laugh at the people in chat who are very hurtful.
So you're okay with Drew Hutchinson, not going out of your way, but you're okay with Drew Hutchinson.
I'm going to have him, like I said, I'm going to have him in 10% of lineups, and I'm going to pair him with a Manaea, right? So I know that I have some safety there, what I believe is safety. And if you pair Manaea and Hutchinson, you stack whatever team you want. You get your 5-man stack with the Red Sox. If we ever move along and get to the Tampa Bay game, then you can put a 3-man Tampa Bay with them. So I like it a lot. It opens things up for me.
All right, well, let's get to that game then. No, we're not going to get to that game yet. That's two down the road. We got the Yankees and the White Sox. And Tony, you're not. It's just Hutchinson for you. Okay. Yankees, White Sox. White Sox implied total over 5 against Nestor Cortez in a bullpen day for the Yankees. Giolito on the other side. We've seen some runs in this series here, and at least early goings.
What do you mean bullpen day? What does that mean?
I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of bullpen arms behind Cortez today.
He's been going deep.
No, good luck against throwing a lefty.
I'm not saying he's going to go deep today. I'm just saying if he's going along, it's not going to be a bullpen day. All right. He's not like the Nestor how he used to be. Like, he's been going deeper.
Right. But then you got some guys on the White Sox that love just destroying left-handers. Abreu, Anderson. I think Andrew Vaughn's got some pop from that side too. So here, Tony, White Sox, Yankees. Anything from these two teams?
Yeah, I like the White Sox a little bit. Nestor's my boy, and man, I've been watching him because these prices, like I said earlier in the show, and he just hasn't been as dominant as I remember him being last year. I mean, I'm pulling up his game log right now. He gave up 4 last time out, 80 pitches, 2 bombs. The time before he only gave up 2, but he wasn't great, and that was versus Seattle. I don't know. I feel like he's susceptible to get blown up a little bit, and the numbers might not show it as much. This is more of just watching him. Again, I like Nestor. I wanted to play him the last couple times. He just didn't look right to me. He got a couple lucky bounces, too, along the way. And this White Sox team's locked in a little bit. They look like maybe the best team in the American League to me as they get healthy. They got the pitching. The hitters are getting healthy. On paper, they could definitely blow up this team. I do worry a little bit about it because I don't love the lineup outside of the righty power guys. I mean, obviously, Timmy Anderson, Abreu, Eloy, Luis Robert, I think, hit one yesterday. Mm-hmm. But not a crazy deep lineup. I don't love a few of the other guys, but yeah, you can definitely get on them. I'll have some White Sox for sure. The good part about the White Sox, like we always say with these power teams, when they start pounding and lifting off and the ball starts flying, you can score a ton of runs, as you saw the other night with the White Sox in the Field of Dreams game. They just got a lot of power. Those are the teams I want to get a part of.
Jose Abreu, 11-game hitting streak. He's got a 1,200 OPS with 6 home runs over his last 11 games. So Big T, if you want to bet his total bases,
I don't.
1.5 at -105, which is a nice light juice. JT, what would you like to do with the
You
White
aren't
Sox
counting
today?
another one, are you? You're not.
I just gave it to you.
Are you good? Was that a preview of the bet show at noon?
I gave you all my bets today. I already told the guys I'm going to be late that you derailed the show.
Why would anybody watch the bet show now? You gave away everything.
No rush. Because Joey Work and JJ actually have picks. That's the guys you want to listen to anyways. What's the bet show? Come on, WVR Reezer. Come on, man. It's a Run Pure Bets. Yes, we do have a betting show. We have a whole bet. Tony. These guys don't even know we got a bet side unless they're busting balls right here. We do have a bet side. Will you please tell them about the bet side?
I mean, in all seriousness, our bets team's incredible. Joey,
you know what? Screw you, Joey Work. I'm taking the day off. Middle finger to you. We're going to do this show for an extra hour so nobody watches your show.
I love it.
I'm not doing the bet
about
show
the whole
today.
show, and then Joey Work comes in and just brings the hammer the opposite.
I'm off, Joey Work.
Yes, Joey Work.
Screw the bet side. Let's just shut it down. Nobody pubs the bet side more than me. Nobody.
I do. I give Joey Work way more credit than you do.
You're on more shows than anybody else.
Yeah,
You should be pubbing it, except Monday when you take the day off, and Tuesday and every other day, right? Big
All right. Hold on a second. Where were we, JT Hayes?
Chicago White Sox.
Give me a little White Sox breakdown, pal.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the White Sox power is in a great spot here. Cortez, good long-term talent. I've used him a couple of times, but this is not the spot for him, I don't believe. And I do not mind taking a couple of shots on the Yankees' power here at Gio. I think he's just too expensive in this spot. He's been good against bad teams, and he's struggled a little bit against the better teams. I think the power has a shot to get to him here. These teams are both, White Sox in a much better position. Obviously, Yankees need to win to get into that wild card.
It's
wild to me, like these spots like this. I agree with what JT just said. Like, I just couldn't believe Judge the other night at 6%. And that was like I want to say a 5-game slate, maybe even 4-game slate. Aaron Judge should not be 6% owned on any slate because he can hit 2 bombs any night. And when it's a short slate and the dude hits 2 bombs, you're going to win all the money. It's that simple. So anytime you can target, it doesn't matter who's pitching. Yeah, Gio's good, but it honestly doesn't matter if he's going to be low owned.
And they're hot too. Judge hit another one last night. I think Gallo hit 2 last night. So, yeah, don't mind them at all.
G Rising?
Yeah, just like these guys are saying, the upside for these offenses are just so high. I mean, the power up and down is just obviously is there. But Judge has been hitting pretty well recently. I mean, he's in the top of the charts for the last 7 days and hitting. He's been smashing. So, I mean, anytime, especially, we're talking about even the White Sox too, against a lefty, with Robert coming back or Robert coming back and Jimenez. And I mean, there's just so much power up and down. You get into the bullpen, anything can happen. When you're in situations like this, like for the White Sox, I think you get them pretty low owned today. And if they get Nestor out of there in the first 3 or 4 innings, you might get in the middle of that Yankee bullpen, and who knows what can end up happening for you. I don't think they're going to make my list of stacks here with my 5 teams, but I couldn't argue with you if you want to stack up some White Sox today.
All right, let's get to our next game. We just did the White Sox and the Yankees. St. Louis and Kansas City. I mean, we could have some runs in this game, right, boys? This is not anything to sleep on. We get to target J Happ, who was actually bounced back with Tony. Did you have J Happ last time?
Yeah, I owned you. Weren't you on that show and you made fun of me and I owned you?
No, that was.
I owned a lot of people that day because everyone was making fun of me and he dominated.
Yeah, he was pretty damn good. And are you going back to him today?
I mean, the people that watch my shows all the time know exactly when I'll be on a guy because with pitchers, I just look at the projections. I don't like overthink it at all. And he's not projected good. He was projected good the other day. I will not be on him today. This Royals lineup, I don't love it, but they do have a lot of righties that have, I hesitantly say, power. There's a few guys that I think can hit Happ a little bit. The problem is that I just don't love the Royals. I don't love this ballpark. It's not as hot even in Kansas City. It's hot, but it's not as hot as we've seen a few of the days. I think some people will go to Kansas City because of the prices. I mean, you can fit two of those stud pitchers in a team like Kansas City pretty easy. I just have a hard time playing a team like Kansas City on a slate where we got Boston with a massive total, the Rays in a great spot. We talked about the White Sox and the Yankees. Teams with actual power, teams that can hit 7 bombs in a game, 6 bombs, and just go nuclear. I don't think Kansas City can do that. I don't hate it if you want to play two of the pitchers. I probably won't.
G Risen, as the kids call you. Yes, G Risen. Do we have anything? Maybe a couple Royals bats here. Go to the other side.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to attack Hap, you should obviously use some righties. Merrifield, Perez. Perez would be the guy that I would stand out the most to me with the Royals. And generally we would look at a guy like Nolan Arenado that we would want to target, against a lefty. But it's just I haven't been able to really stomach stacking this St. Louis team all season long. And then,
it's been a good move not to stack them. I'll tell you that much.
That's the truth, too. I mean, even look at the Royals. I mean, they got an implied team total of 5. This game has a total of 10. It's actually like the second highest total on the slate. But I just don't think you're going to get many home runs here. I mean, the Royals could score 7-8 runs, but they might not even hit a home run. So that's just something to be concerned about. I just don't think the percentage of the runs that the Royals score are too high off home runs. So, I definitely think there could be some runs scored here, but I just don't think they're going to come via home run.
JT Hayes?
Yeah, I agree. There's much more station to station and first to third baseball here than there is the power that you see in the 3 other games that we've talked about. So I might have a little bit of exposure, but not a ton. Okay.
RPS NFL 15% off the life of your subscription. RPS NFL 15. We do have the Showdown playbook up today. You get Showdown with that. So if you don't know what Showdown is, go subscribe and figure it out. So you get Showdown. You get all the slate breaks. Aren't we doing all the slates this year too, Tony? Like last year we did a little bit for the 4 o'clocks, but this year we're like going out and completely coming, because I love those 4 o'clock slates in the NFL. So I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna have cores for that. We'll have playbooks.
We're gonna have everything. I mean, last year we were just literally in the first. We were in the first phases of anything last year. Yeah, we're way more situated this year. We got a great team, bigger team than last year. Everyone's gonna get pointed in the right direction and cover way more than we did last year, honestly.
Yep, I can't wait. RPS NFL 15% off lifetime of your subscription. Tampa Bay. Implied run total is 6 against Minnesota. Please take it.
I mean, I play Tampa every day. That's why people are joking. They score. I mean, they didn't score yesterday, which makes me like them even more today. I said it like 3 weeks ago, but once they got Nelly Cruz, once they started to get a few of these guys, I know they're not great guys like Margot and some of these middle tier guys. Their lineup is so freaking deep and just good. They're another team that might not hit like some insane amount of bombs some nights, like Kiermaier and guys like that when they're in the lineup aren't necessarily going to hit bombs, but they just score runs, and their lineup is just so good. You got a guy like Charlie Barnes, who is terrible, bad bullpen behind him. I'm going to have Tampa. I'm going to have Tampa probably every day when they're not at home. When they're on the road at almost any park that's decent, I'm going to play Tampa. And today is no different. The Twins treated me right yesterday. Not going to be on them today outside of maybe that's got to be FanDuel. Polanco's only 2,900. Holy shit. I'll definitely be on Polanco for a one-off then at 2,900.
JC Hayes.
Yeah, I agree. Love Tampa in this spot. Didn't score anything yesterday. Maeda actually had a good game, and I think they make up for it today. Not interested in the Twins side. I might have a little bit of Patino, like I said, because of the way that this Tampa Bay pitching staff has been used. I think that if you can bank on a Tampa Bay starter getting a little bit of a longer leash, today would be that day.
G. Risen, do you have any thoughts on this game? Should we even care?
Yeah, so I think with Burns being like a 25-year-old, he's a 25-year-old rookie, right? I just think the Rays are going to smash him. They're just going to beat him up. And I will say Zunino at the bottom of that lineup has just been absolutely crushing lefties. So I think if you use him in like a wraparound type situation, I think that would be ideal. And then one other thing I was just going to mention. So in the chat here, this Tim guy, he's saying, only on Sundays, giving me shit for mentioning Drew Hutchinson. Well, if you would have listened, I said we all have situations that we know and remember that we like when a guy excels. And that's what.
Don't let him make fun of you.
You know what? But hey,
winners win.
He's on here listening to me. I'm not listening to him. But anyway, bottom line is, Hutchinson always did pitch well at home on a Sunday afternoon. And as a tournament player playing multiple teams, he's a guy I'd lock in that situation, and I locked it in every time. So
I'll defend you. Go ahead, JT.
And we already talked about how well he was doing in the minor leagues, the situation, and you came in with something you remembered that was a beautiful context to add on to why we might play him a little bit. I thought it was fantastic, Tim. Bad mojo.
I don't get it either, though. So obviously everyone knows I'm more of a field player than probably anyone. But I don't get it. Like, if you just go in and plug the numbers like everyone else, where's your edge at, JT? You got to have an edge somewhere. Like, who gives a shit if it's a pitcher on a Sundays that's treated you well? Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. It doesn't really matter as long as you believe it, honestly. Who cares? Like, you got to get different somewhere. You're not gonna freaking print just going in there and running the optimizer and say 5 Boston, 3 Tampa, 2 pitchers with it, and just print. That's not how it works. Sure, maybe you get lucky and you win like that, but long term, you got to find an edge somewhere. Maybe it is on Sundays he treats. Stuff like that's real. I mean, who knows? Maybe a lot of guys go out Saturday night. You don't freaking know. You don't know it's wrong, just like G. Risen doesn't know it's right.
It's a perfect
account.
You guys want to hang out on the bet side? The bet side just started
without you. They started without your ass.
I told them, they're like, we're going to wait. And I was like, no, just start because Big T completely derailed the show. It's going to take 5 hours. This is how it works. I know how this goes. So that's it. We're going to kick back. And who's this guy talking shit in the chat? What's his name? Tim Morley? Settle down, Tim. It's a Sunday morning, pal. Trying to have a good time.
God, I'm gonna have to play.
It's just a perfect day to make fun of a 4.8K player when a 5K player threw a fucking no-hitter.
I hope he stays, Tim.
So
awesome.
It's a 4.8K guy against a bad offense that I'm playing him now. I'm getting G. Risen's back. I'm coming for you, Tim.
Tim, drop me your email.
There you go.
Yeah, drop me your email in the chat. And maybe we can coordinate. And then when you are doing, when you're throwing the garbage out for your day job, we can actually try and find out where you are in your route and just come up and be like, go fuck yourself and things like that. So we're going to do that. Leave me your, it is easy, Tim. But that's the best part of our show. We get hijacked and we have fun with it. So make sure you leave me your email and then I'll come hang out with you on your route. That'll be great. One more game. You think I'm kidding too? I'll fucking show up.
No, I'm having that man go and say that his core is Drew Hutchinson in every spot.
All right, hold on. I actually like Tim. I enjoy a little trolling on a Sunday morning. I'm not kidding. Last one to get to Oakland and Texas. G. Risen, Oakland against Kobe Allard. Yay or nay?
This is a park that has a humidor, as JT would obviously probably bring up here. I do like Oakland. I generally like them against righties, obviously a little bit more, but Matt Olson's been smashing. My boy Seth Brown hasn't been in there. I've actually had him as my home run call play of the day twice. He's come through for me twice in a row, hit home runs for me. But today we obviously don't get him with a lefty on the mound. We get Jan Gomes in the 4-hole. Matt Chapman actually hit double homer, so he's been picking it up a little bit. I might play maybe a couple Oakland guys as maybe some one-offs I'd be interested in. I'm not interested in any of these Texas bats. I think Manaya's in a great spot. And that Texas lineup is just, golly, that's just terrible. So I think I got even more interest now seeing this Texas lineup that they dropped. DJ Peters, Pozo. I mean, who the hell are these guys?
Pozo?
Yoho Pozo. I don't even know who the hell their catcher is, but
what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Rangers catcher. Exactly. Who the hell is that guy?
Vamil Machine?
Yoho Pozo is their catcher from what I see. So,
Yohel Pozzo. Yes.
yeah. So, I mean, come on. That lineup's terrible.
That dude hit a home run the other night.
Wow.
And he had 2 hits last night. Don't be messing with.
He's not going to hit a home run for my team today because he's not going to be on it.
You know what? Fade him at your own risk.
Oh, God.
Hey, we're going to have Hutchinson and Pozo on our cores today.
JT Hayes, can I interest you in some Pozo?
Not today. Manaea is my top pitcher, and I do like some mini stacks of Oakland. I think they're in a good spot, even though it's a bad park. That's the only thing that takes me off a little bit. But the last 2 nights, they've scored 14 runs. So I don't think Allard is a guy that's going to stop them.
I think you guys are sleeping on Pozo. I'm not even kidding. Dude had
what are you talking about right now?
19 home runs and a 960 OPS at AAA.
I honestly literally don't know who you're talking about.
Well, you don't have to. It's
like,
Yoho Pozo, bro.
You're talking about a Rangers guy?
Yeah, he's their catcher.
That dude crushes. Like I know he has a silly name, but
Is this not the last game? How are you going to end our breakdowns on this dude?
We're not. We still have.
We got another game.
We still have JT Hayes. No, he has to give us.
We can still give our plays out too of the day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pozo on Sundays. That's right. That's right, Steve Anthony. Pozo on Sundays. What do you got? You know, it's true. How many total bases for Pozo today? Big T.
God. What is it, like a half?
I bet you it is. You know what? I'm going to bet it just for the shit of it.
I bet everyone has to have a 1.5 base prop, right?
He's probably not even listed. What's up, JT? Can you freaking talk already about this game?
I did. I said Manaea is my top pitcher, and I like mini stacks of Oakland. That's it.
All right, we're done then. Everybody give out their plays of the day, and that's it. G. Rising, Modelo, edibles, it don't matter, whatever.
So today, my play of the day is going to be from the Tiger game, and I'm going to say Miguel Cabrera because I just want a 500 home run. Come on. I'm bet on him today already at 4.5 to 1 to hit a homer. So, that's where I'm rooting. That's why I got my jersey on. I got, no Miggy on the back, but still, he's going to hit his homer for. I'm going with the hometown. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid today.
No Pozo props. A little disappointed on that. Pozo is my guy. No doubt about it. JT, what's up?
Yeah, G. Rising mentioned them, but I like this Tampa team a lot today. Mike Zunino just smashes left-handed pitching, especially bad pitching. So I think Zunino's taking one out today.
Big T?
I like Boston and Tampa. I mean, I'll just go with my boy Polanco, though. I still can't believe he's 2,900. I need a cheap guy that's low-owned to go with my Boston or Tampa guys. I don't know why he's that cheap. It caught me off guard. 2,900 is crazy cheap for Polanco against a righty. I do like Patino. I think he's pretty good, but this park's good. I'll take my chances at 2,900. I need a one-off with the stacks I'm playing because they're both going to be high-owned. Give me Polanco for my guy today. He treats me well, too, when I give him as the play of the day, so he's going to hit a bomb.
All right, I'm going to go over to the bet side and shit on Joey Work. We're going to have a great day today. Remember, Pozo all day long. JT, wonderful to see you again. You're laughing now.
I only wish I could see you more frequently, Holden. That's the only thing
Olive
that would
oil is not unsanitary. It is not unsanitary.
I need a football show with JT. I'm going to look at the schedule right now. I miss JT. Like we used to do a bunch of shows. Now I get to see him like once a month. And I need to see more. I'm going to get a football show. We got to figure out.
Have us an RPS party. That's what we need to do. And just all of us drink some beer and play some cornhole.
Nice. We need to do that. Weekend thing. That would be nice.
How many women are coming?
No, here we go with Holden again.
There's no time for that. We don't got time for when we're playing cornhole.
Hey, Tony,
did JSU call you?
Did JSU call you and tell you everything's fine now? Everything's good, buddy. Nothing happened.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There's no decision anymore. For G. Rising, JT, and Tony, I'm holding whatever. Just get us out here. I'm ready to go do the bet show.